Hey everyone, thanks for joining me on another episode of Data Driven Value, where we give you the tools and the knowledge to help you take your financial freedom into your own hands. Today, we're just going to take a look kind of at the crypto market, and we will look at some charts. There are some movers today, so we're just going to dive in, take a little look here. So the first thing we're going to look at kind of here into the crypto verse. So we do have our crypto kind of bull cycle indicator dashboard here. So essentially, this just kind of gives us a summary of the overall risk currently in the market based on a few factors. So we've got our price metrics, on-chain metrics, and social metrics. So the price metrics, yes, generally just kind of focus around the overbought and oversold nature of the prices, kind of based on various different moving averages. We've got our on-chain metrics that just track some of the different on-chain fundamental metrics that might help us kind of gauge whether the market is overheated or not. And then we've got our social metrics to essentially just gauge kind of how much social interest there is in Bitcoin and crypto across various different platforms like YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, that kind of thing. So we can kind of see here, the one I'm looking at specifically today, I want to take a look at our social risk metrics just because with the new launch of that Trump coin, we did see a lot of inflows kind of coming into Solana. I am getting messages from various people as well, friends, family, asking me about this coin. I honestly can't really give any advice on it at this time being. It's extremely high risk. It could keep going up or it could dump a lot. I was in that trade a lot earlier, so I've taken a lot of profit out of that trade, and I just have a little bit left in it in case it does keep running. But yeah, I'm probably about 90% out of the trade of Trump. I was able to kind of get about a 10x move out of that. That was strictly kind of lottery gambling, so really be careful with these meme coins, especially. They're super high risk. It could have been a rug pull, so I could have lost everything, and that's kind of like going into it. I go in with the assumption that whatever I'm putting in does have a strong potential to go to zero. So yeah, just really, especially with high risk investments like meme coins, only ever put in what you're willing to lose. There is the chance for permanent loss, as well as there's the chance that it just bleeds down and you end up kind of holding a bag that's not worth anything. But we kind of look here, we'll take a look at our color-coded risk value of social risk. So kind of just tracking here, we have a couple different cycles. If you're not aware of the cycle theory, essentially kind of Bitcoin does go on these 4-year cycle runs. There is speculation that it kind of coincides with the liquidity cycles in traditional finance markets. So we can see here, generally, obviously, orange and yellow and red kind of just means more overheated. So you can see at the cycle peaks of the 2 prior cycles, social interest was very overheated. So lots of people looking up Bitcoin and crypto. Everyone was trying to figure out how to get into the space at this time after watching this massive run up. Same thing here. We go through this long extended bear market, so not a lot happening through here. A lot of people kind of getting bored, exiting their positions. They think it's never going to go up again. And then we kind of go into this upward phase here. As things get overheated, again, that social interest goes up dramatically. And then we can see, again, the cycle peak is coinciding with heavy amounts of social interest here. But looking good for us this cycle. Obviously, we did uptick a little bit kind of from the end of the last year. So a couple weeks and we're already upticking in that social interest. Again, likely just due probably to the that Trump token there, kind of bringing a lot of new eyes to the space. So we're watching that. Still, yeah, not overheated whatsoever. So definitely, I do think we have room to run further up to an actual cycle top. I don't necessarily think that the cycle top's in by any means as of now. We can also take a look. This just breaks down a few of the metrics that kind of compose these here. So this is just a quick, easy reference we can look at. But if we want to look at the individual indicators and then we can kind of come down here. So obviously we've got kind of our risk charts, total market cap risk. Again, we can come here. So yeah, not overheated. this is kind of the type of risk that we want to see for a traditional bull market peak. So I do think we have room to run for the asset class as a whole. Again, 0.6 risk isn't inherently over risky. Generally, we look at kind of between 0.8 and then the 1.0 is going to be the range where we're looking for a market cycle top, kind of something within that region. Just because Bitcoin price hits a higher risk level doesn't necessarily mean that's the cycle top. So that's kind of why we've got all these different indicators. When these kind of start getting to those overheated levels, so yeah, we've got the Puel multiple, we've got the MVRV score, we've got the MVRV score, as well as we've got terminal price, we've got market cap to thermal cap ratio, and miner cap to thermal cap ratio. All just different metrics that kind of measure some of the different overbought and oversold natures of Bitcoin and crypto. Generally, these indicators have done a very good job at historically calling the market cycle tops and bottoms. So interesting, yeah, we'll just follow this. As soon as we start to kind of see social risk getting really overheated, and then maybe we start seeing more of these indicators over here get into that overheated nature, then we might start to kind of take a look at the overall market structure and see what might come in the near term. Yeah, so there's that. We will just take a look at our heat map. Again, we like to just check and see kind of how the asset class is doing. Obviously, kind of a mix here, mostly red across the board. Solana's still doing well, obviously, still pumping on all the inflows to it. Yeah, but going on again, we'll just take a quick look here. This is just the fiat risk, essentially, of Bitcoin and Ethereum. So we can see right now we're at roughly about 0.6 risk. Really good, kind of middle of the range. And then we see here kind of from 0.8, so that's roughly where I would think we're getting quite overheated. So if we do see Bitcoin price kind of coming up towards 160,000 up to about 220,000, that might be a good place to kind of start to take profits in your Bitcoin positions if you have a good cost basis. So yeah, looking at that, obviously, we kind of want to do it in a DCA out style. So when you do go to sell, similar to when you're buying in, you're spreading your buys over a larger period of time. It's called dollar cost averaging. We kind of do the same thing when we want to take profits. So we don't want to just sell our entire position at this lowest level of our target here. So if we're targeting 0.8 to 0.9, let's say, we want to sell our Bitcoin, and let's say we sell just an equal amount at each of these levels all the way up to 0.9, then you're going to kind of end up with that adjusted basis of 0.85. By doing that, then we kind of just remove some of the emotion. If you sell everything here at 0.8 and we rock it up to that 0.9 risk, you're going to feel pretty bad, and it's going to be hard to manage that FOMO. You're going to want to buy back in. It's not really what we want to look to do as we get to these more overheated levels. We'd want to be kind of taking profits here, and then, yeah, looking to kind of buy the dips when the risk level comes in a bit lower. So we do see here, you can kind of take a look at this and then make a plan for yourself whether you want to buy in at 0.5 risk or, even lower or higher. It's really up to you. It depends on your strategy and your time frame that you have for that investment. But again, looks good now. We'll just keep an eye on it. And yeah, looking at that kind of 160 to potentially $220,000 range as a cycle top. Go back. We'll take a look at Ethereum really quickly. Slightly less risk. It's been lagging a little bit more than Bitcoin, but again, we can look at our 0.8 to our 0.9 risk, and we're looking at about $6,800 Ethereum up to about $9,400 or so. So we might be looking to kind of exit a decent amount of our Ethereum position in this range here. Obviously, just taking a little bit of profits as each level is hit. And then sometimes you do want to just hold a certain percentage, even once we get to this risk level. That's what's called holding a moon bag. So ideally, we want to secure as much profits as possible, but again, none of us have a crystal ball and the market could just keep rocketing up. So in that event, we do want to maintain some exposure to capitalize on that upside. So just by having that moon bag or holding a small percentage, you really can just take advantage of additional price movements. So maybe we sell 75% of our total position from 0.8 to 0.9, and then maybe we hold 25% of it and see if we get a further continuation. And then, yeah, we're able to capitalize on additional upside in that event. Moving over quickly, look again, Trump, this is kind of what I think is drawing a lot of the hype to the space right now. Obviously, fully diluted value of 62.8 billion. That's pretty insane. It did run to an all-time high of about 76 billion. Again, I did mention I've been in this one since 3 billion. So I first entered at a 20, and my first entry is up 20x. My second entry is up 5x, or was up 5x. I've taken 90% of those profits, and then this is again what I just talked about with that moon bag. I'm just holding a percentage of that position. I'm just letting it ride. It could keep going down. I'm not too worried. I have made my money in this trade already. But watching this one, yeah, not too interested in adding more, especially at these levels here. It's pretty crazy what has gone on. And then we're actually going to get into a little bit more logistics kind of. We are starting to see a little bit of a rotation from Trump into Ethereum. There is some people, some blockchain sleuths who have found the on-chain data to kind of suggest that the Trump team has sold some of their Trump tokens or has been selling some of their Trump tokens. And then they've also been buying Ethereum. So I believe they bought about $20 million worth of Ethereum so far. So definitely an interesting play. Maybe the idea was for them to kind of create some liquidity and then rotate that into Ethereum and then kind of really let that kind of take off. Ethereum, it's been a big lagger this cycle. So we can take a look here at the ETH Bitcoin pair. So that's essentially, we're just valuing ETH compared to Bitcoin. Ideally, when you want to enter these trades is when you think they're going to go on a period of outperformance against Bitcoin. So traditionally, in a Bitcoin market cycle, we've got our bull market and we've got our bear market. So in our bull market, once ETH Bitcoin has bottomed, then generally we go on to see what's called an alt season, where we start to see liquidity kind of flow from Bitcoin into altcoins, and we start seeing some of these ones that have been lagging this cycle so far really start to rocket up. So Ethereum's obviously been the major one. It's been a lagger this entire cycle. We've pretty much just been trading in this channel since the merge. Yeah, nothing too exciting, obviously, just trading in this all the way down. What I'm looking at now is we have this horizontal support dating back kind of to the prior cycle right here. It's also sitting just below the prior cycle low to high Fibonacci 786 level. So an area of strong support, as well as sitting here with the 0.3. It would make sense if you don't have an ETH position to kind of try and hedge yourself. So whether you're swapping Bitcoin to Ethereum at these levels, or maybe you are dollar cost averaging Bitcoin and you start to dollar cost average some Ethereum instead. So we can break lower. Like obviously the support doesn't need to hold. If it were to break, then we would come down to these lower levels down here. It's not necessarily my base case. And then especially given that rotation of capital from the Trump team to Ethereum, as well as the likely incoming bullish regulation regarding altcoins and Ethereum, I do think Ethereum does actually get its period of outperformance in the coming future. Where that exact bottom is going to land, nobody really knows, but this is a decent area to hedge some of your bets and maybe take a little bit of a trade on Ethereum. Unfortunately, if you missed yesterday's episode or the day before, you did miss our swing entry on ETH. We can take a look here at the USD valuation. On the high time frame, it looks good. We're still obviously just riding this trend line here. I will zoom into the low time frame. I'll show you kind of how I played this one. So we saw it, yeah, coming down in this downtrend. We've got our higher time frame Fibonacci golden zone. So I pulled that, and then I have the zone marked here. We saw price come back into our high time frame golden zone. So we bought here as per the strategy. We wait for the rally to top out. We pulled our low time frame Fibonacci so we can zoom in even more. So we wait for that rally to top out. We pulled our Fibonacci tool from the peak to the low, and we came back, we hit that 618, we got our additional entry here, and we've bounced from there, and we're moving up now back towards this trend line. So interesting to see. We did get a couple entries on that swing trade on ETH. It's currently running right now. I'm just going to hold that for the time being. I expect kind of hopefully some continuation or some follow through on Ethereum here. Hopefully we start to see people kind of rotating some of their profits from other coins back to ETH. Yeah, going from there, we can also take a look at Bitcoin. Did break 105,000 there momentarily. It doesn't seem to hold it, or doesn't seem to want to hold it. But MACD and RSI look good. We could continue breaking out. Just given the relative strength of the space, I wouldn't be surprised for us to break out and kind of continue higher. People are expecting some bullish announcements regarding Bitcoin and crypto on the 20th on Trump's inauguration. We could also be waiting. It might take a day. Markets are going to be closed tomorrow, at least U.S. markets. So I won't be able to trade any sort of Bitcoin miners or anything in the next day. But Bitcoin looks good. Obviously, we broke out of this little downtrend here. We're just going in a bit of consolidation. Currently, I think we are more likely to attack the all-time highs. That would look really good kind of from a price structure perspective, in which case we might look again to get in on a higher low and continue riding that momentum up. Bitcoin dominance, we did see a sharp sell-off here. So definitely, yeah, we wanted to see this sell-off. It did break out, and it is still holding this low right here. So as long as this low is holding, then it is still in a technical uptrend on the low time frame. But yeah, great to see it kind of break back below this high time frame down sloping trend line here. Yeah, so we are just kind of, you see that wick out, and we're just back within this little wedge here. If we were to break out convincingly, obviously we'd be heading more kind of towards these targets here, and then that doesn't really mean the best for alts in the near term. But yeah, we take a look at ETH Bitcoin. Total 3, again, just coming back, retesting this. Let's pull this fib up a bit. So looking at total 3, yeah, maybe if we come back down to this 0.5618 level, it might be a good little retest of this breakout, in which case you could get a few swing positions on some alts. We'll take a look at others. Yeah, broke back under support. Did come down to our 618. It's currently bouncing from there. So watching that one. Others dominance. Yeah, little wick out here. It did reclaim it, but yeah, we're still in this wedge. So still waiting to see what happens here. There is a couple options. Not really sure what will happen. We either could break out and go in an uptrend structure like that, or we could even just break down and then end up in kind of something like this. So just watching that to kind of see what happens. Not really too sure what's going to go on in the next week or so with this rotation of capital. Whether money's just going to keep flowing into Solana, or if it's going to rotate from Solana to Ethereum. But we're kind of seeing a lot of bleeding across the board, apart from a few coins there. But we'll take a look at the ones that are doing well for now. Obviously, Solana is broken out above this resistance here. Take a look at the 1 hour. RSI, MACD look good. If we take a look at the 4 hour as well, see if we're oversold. Overbought on the 4 hour MACD. So I do think, yeah, again, we need to see a little bit of consolidation. First support, obviously, going to be through here. Not sure if it really holds. And then again, our next support is going to be from this 618. So that would actually be a bit of a prior high retest there. Down to the 786 is where I would look for a swing position on Solana. And then we've got this horizontal support zone kind of right in between it. So yeah, looking kind of between 195 up to about 225. You might look at a swing long position on Solana if you don't already have one. Moving on. Things kind of bleeding a little bit. We see Doge. Yeah, Doge came back, tagged our 618. We got our entry, and we're now bouncing back up. So I mentioned this one yesterday. Looks good. Again, 618 retest of that support and currently bouncing. Cardano, same thing. It came only down to the 0.5 though, so not quite our 0.6. Yeah, that being said, the 0.5 can be considered a valid retracement. We'll just see kind of what happens in the coming price action. Looking at Avalanche, see here, didn't quite come down to the level we were hoping, so no worries, you will miss some. Taking a look at Link, again, kind of came down that retest, just close to the 0.5. Didn't quite get our full Fibonacci retracement. That does look good though, good retest. So we can continue higher. And then your next entry on this one, assuming we get a higher low, would kind of be somewhere in this region here. Moving on, Sui. Yeah, kind of, again, we're just going through these downwards consolidations. We're in that uptrend on the low time frame, so that looks good. It looks like we're going to break out here. Yeah, Sui looks good. You could take a position here if you think that alts are going to continue going up, or we're going to see kind of some bullish price action or news from the new administration. I'd have a stop loss at least kind of down here, worst case scenario. Otherwise, again, we kind of wait for our breakout retest entry, and then we're in here before it continues up higher, that kind of thing. But yeah, you can take a high risk entry here. Yeah. Take a look at Pepe. Pepe, again, came down, bounced just above support here. Take a look at the daily chart. Yeah, it looks okay. Stuck again underneath this down sloping trend line here. But the 4 hour looks good. RSI coming back up. MACD curling there, kind of the histogram slowing down. So yeah, I want to see Pepe really come and take out this high. Come back, retest this trend line, and then continue higher, obviously adding to our position here. I do have a spot bag of Pepe. I've had it for a while now, so I've been holding that. Yeah, so haven't been adding to Pepe yet as of recently, waiting kind of for more confirmation of that structure. I'm comfortably exposed to Pepe right now, so just watching that and then seeing where things go. Brett, again, we have that bounce. RSI, MACD look good, but it is that technical downtrend structure, so not super interested in it quite yet. We want to see that higher low print and then eventually come and attack these highs here. But we can see, obviously, Polygon doing okay, but Arbitrum and Optimism. So I talked about these three yesterday, the Ethereum Layer 2s. And yeah, obviously, ETH L2's doing well because Ethereum's doing well. So yeah, we see those going up. Arb and Optimism. I'm still contending with this bull market support band. We want to see these highs get taken out, and again, that subsequent higher low for continued trend. Moving down. Take a look at Render. Render again bouncing just above our support zone. Beautiful bounce. RSI MACD look good, so it could continue up. We'll just watch that one. Ondo freaking pumping today. We see, yeah, beautiful move. Came down right in our 618. Came a little bit below it into the bull market support band, but in that technical uptrend structure on the lower time frame. Beautiful move, great catch by the Fibonacci zone as always. Kind of why I'll show you or how I looked at that one. Again, I think I showed it yesterday, but we had obviously from our low to our peak, we had our retracement here in that golden zone. So all we did is the same thing from this low to this peak, and we tag our golden zone, and that's where we enter. So Ondo's doing great. We'll just leave that one to run for a while. Atom, kind of that bear flag consolidation, holding the bull market support band. So as long as it's holding this bull market support band and this support here, it could continue, or it could get a bit of a bounce higher. Obviously, it kind of hasn't been performing as well as some of the other coins as of late. I'll take a look at it on the high time frame. So yeah, coming through here, It did try to break out a couple times, but ultimately just broke back down and continued in this downwards consolidation. We'll take a look at Celestia. Take it on the 4-hour. So again, we're still holding that support. Holding support, higher low, RSI, MACD look good. If you don't have a position on Celestia and you were really wanting one kind of at this time, here's not the worst entry. I would just have a stop loss kind of just below this horizontal support. Celestia looks all right. Objective, dumping a little bit. In the last 4 hours, we have had a bit of a recovery. So also kind of still just in this downtrend structure for now. So we'll just wait on Injective. We might see it do something like this, where we come back up, we're able to take out this high, and then maybe we come print that higher low on the 618, and then we continue higher from here. Moving on, we'll scroll down, virtual. Virtual, again, that's in our 618 swing trade entry opportunity here. So I do have a position or swing position in virtual open from here. Just for full transparency. Looking at AIOZ, also at our 618. So if you're looking again for that swing potential, we are currently bouncing from the 786. Looks good. I like AIOZ price action right now. Arrow looks really good kind of here. We did break out, came back, retested that 0.5 Fibonacci, and we are currently bouncing with the MACD and RSI looking good. It could support that broader move back up. Arrow looks good. Say back at that 618. A little bit of a retest here. So this would be a higher risk swing position entry if you were to enter kind of around here. You'd want your stop loss obviously below these lows here. If you take a swing position here, I don't know if I would personally cut it down here. I might just look to add to a spot position down here to kind of like supplement the position here. But if you do want to use a stop loss, if you're doing this on a futures account or with leverage, I do recommend using that stop loss. So just having it here below support, just help mitigate the potential to have to endure some downside if we do break down from here. We'll take a look at XRP quickly, obviously down on the day. So kind of similar. We've got this big breakout here. We pulled our Fibonacci. XRP was very strong, so we might just look for that 0.5 retracement that we've seen from some of the other coins that have broken out. We're just in this bull flag consolidation. So either we're going to break out, come back, retest, go higher, or we're going to break down and we're going to come back to our Fibonacci levels down here. We're either entering down here for XRP, or we're entering on the breakout and retest up here. Waiting for that to kind of happen before we really decide what we're doing. But we can also take a look just here at Live Coin Watch over the last day, try to see if there aren't any laggers, major laggers. So Doge, AVAX, we took a look at Toncoin. Maybe we'll take a look at Toncoin and SHIB here. SHIB. So SHIB down today. Had a little pump there, just kind of in this, rejected by this resistance here. Nice little consolidation phase. SHIB's all right at the bull market support band. But RSI looks good on the 4-hour. See the 1-hour. Looks all right, kind of curling back over on the 1-hour. This is, again, we risk that technical downtrend. So just not really going to take any action on SHIB as of yet. We'll take a look at some more coins here. Last day. Pepe down 6.8%. We saw that one. So Fetch down as well. So lots of some coins kind of mixed up and down. There are some entries out there. We looked at a few, as well as some potential near-term entries if we do start to see some of these retracements or if maybe we start to see some of these coins start to break out and then retest those support levels. So that'll be it for the charts today. As always, thank you for joining me. If you have any requests for specific coins, just drop them in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. It all means the world to me. Every little bit helps. And we'll be back tomorrow with another update. Thank you guys, and have a great day. Bye.